All right, guys, here we are from the trailer reactions. Today we're reacting to the trailer for the movie Good Time.
By the Safdie brothers.
You know it,
They're your favorite.
the one and only.
Well, there's two. It's the two and only.
One died in a tragic
They
testicular
just keep,
cancer.
the Safdie brothers is the name of the production company.
Already owned it. So everything about the initial picture that led us to this trailer, including the directors and everything about it, and like how that picture was framed, made me picture something 1,000% different than this ever could have been. And even the opening 6 seconds, I was like, "What the fuck are we watching?" And then I was like, "Oh, it's a movie."
I was like, pot movie, and then I was like, weird heist movie, probably still involving pot or drugs or whatever the fuck. And then it was like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, no, so it actually, as real actors, it's got the kid from Twilight. I can't remember what the fuck his name is.
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson, that's it.
So you were like, oh, it's this guy from Twilight, like Patrick who?
I said, I said Patrick.
And I was like, you know Twilight, idiot. And then I was like, oh, it's Robert Pattinson. Like, fuck, okay. I know that too, apparently.
Yeah, so no, I'm like, okay, it's like a real actor. This is a real thing. I'm like, no, this is like a festival movie, and it's like selected by and like every festival, and I'm like, yeah, all right, this is like an actual fucking film.
And it's that A24 like production, whatever. And we've seen that now before, trailers that have looked good or bad, but I think on the balance, it's a good sign.
Yeah, yeah.
It's some experimentally, little twisty, but could be goody thingy.
No, it looks interesting. It looks like it's two brothers who do some sort of a robbery, and they're wearing masks to make them look like they're like deformed foreign people, and they rip it off right quick, and the brother seems to get caught anyway.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, how'd they do that? They totally changed. There should be no way of catching them.
And I couldn't tell in the beginning, like, does this brother have some, like, mild special needs? Like,
yeah, I
situation?
believe he has something.
He's got some issue or whatever.
It's like the deepest voice. His voice was so deep.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit. This guy could be that guy who's like, I wouldn't even be the guy in the back in like some sort of a singing group. He'd be like 3 blocks away in a singing group. And people just shit because it's the brown note.
the whole auditorium's just shitting, and they're like, it's so good. They're crying and shitting. It's beautiful.
And I don't know if this looks good or not.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So like the last 30 seconds or so of the trailer is a weird like audio visual like montage.
So like
situation.
It certainly is a movie, and I'm not taking anything away from it in that regard. I don't know if it's a movie I want to see. The trailer is definitely more impressive than I thought it was going to be based on the initial still, mainly just because I'm like, oh, they have a real actor in this movie. Oh, it's like a plot and shit. And I was picturing like some weird, almost like spoofian documentary that takes place in like West Africa or something, or India or something, based on the trail, like the shot.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't look like either of those guys is in that picture. Like the guy coming out of a bottle like a genie.
Yeah, it's
it looked like I thought it was gonna be like absinthe sellers or something.
Something like that. Yeah. I really wonder, like, so there were times in this trailer where I thought there might be like a paranormal aspect or something like that to this whole thing.
What times were those?
Just the like the thing they're doing with the audio visual thing makes it seem like there's something more to the whole thing. But by the end, I was definitely like, oh, I'm kind of like disappointed by that idea. Because it's just gonna be like one human man trying to get some other human man out of like prison.
100%.
Which is bad because prison is bad. Like there's no extra reason why.
No.
It's bad for him to be in prison, or there's no extra ability that he will have to get him out. It's just like whatever it is, which will probably make it sad and like not a fun, good thing to watch. But my main takeaway is that Robert Pattinson looks good in this.
Yes, no, definitely.
Everyone, like, after Twilight, everyone was like, it's really tragic because he's actually a good actor. And I'm like, I'll see eventually.
Yeah, judging by just the Twilights, I'm like, he's a what?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. So
no, he looks fine in this. And like potentially that brother could be a really good actor, depending. I always wondered, because there's a line for me where I'm like, well, I always wonder, like, are you hiring people that fit these roles, or are they just really like, because you see Leonardo DiCaprio like in What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I'm like, holy shit, that like I could not tell one way or the other. And at the time, he was not like a household name, so you just assume. And people have had that before, and I've always wondered, I'm like, is that offensive or is it good?
Yeah,
like,
it's a fine line these days to be like, because you don't want to be like, are you really messed up, or like whatever. No, I know.
For me, it's like, if you did such a good job, I couldn't tell. it's not offensive at all. But it's when they're trying and you're like, dude, you're just like making fun.
Oh,
that's horrible.
Is it offensive for them? I thought you meant like, is it offensive to ask the question?
Oh no,
like,
I mean it's offensive.
Does this person have issues? Does this person have Down syndrome? And you're like, no, he doesn't. What the fuck? Oh shit. No, I know, like, because you don't want to come off like you're parodying it or whatever. I think in like a straight up dramatic thing like this, the closest one that I can think of that worked that was not like a serious dramatic movie was like something about Mary with the brother or whatever. I think
he was acting.
I believe so.
I don't know.
But regardless, I think if you put that out today, it would have like a weird there'd be like Tumblr posts of like, how dare you.
Yeah.
Mock this messed up dude. Either way, if it's really him being messed up or if he's acting like that, it's like, how could you do this or whatever.
Yeah.
He comes out.
Well, like,
top,
remember the movie The Ringer?
No. What is The Ringer?
So The Ringer was with Johnny Knoxville, and he poses as a special needs dude and enters the Special Olympics.
And it stars like Johnny Knoxville and like 7 special special needs people.
But I think, and that's why it was okay.
Okay.
Because there's a whole bunch of, if you can name any type of person, and there's an actor of that. I need someone with like just 3/4 of an arm and a bullet wound to the head, and I'd be like, yep, I have 4 of those guys. They'll be out to audition tomorrow.
Auditions. Yeah.
So like there are actors of everything, and I think
course.
As long as you're employing people, I think you're all right.
I thought you were gonna say, because I vaguely remember that Johnny Knoxville movie getting some shit for that, and like I thought you were gonna say like, yes, so like back during Something About Mary time, it still flew, but later Johnny Knoxville tried it and failed miserably or something.
I thought those dudes like they were funny as fuck.
I did not see the movie. But
they stole the laughs. Johnny was not nearly as funny as like his cast in that movie.
Sure.
But now this looks fine, and again, I could not tell one way or the other if this gentleman is acting or not. Well, either way, he's acting, but you know what I mean.
After all this, it turns out just a weird voice, no special needs whatsoever.
My judgment was not based on his voice. It was his running. He runs interestingly, and some people just run weird.
I run weird.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, what is the?
In fairness, never seen you run in my life.
Yeah, it's on film. And it's very
my
weird.
God, it's so weird. Yeah, he does.
It's extremely weird.
I'll put it in a cut.
Yeah. No, what? You don't have that handy, do we?
I do.
It's on YouTube. Just link to it. No, so this is a weird situation.
I'm gonna thumbs down it because I don't want to see it, and that's how I rule ultimately if you had a good trailer or not. I do think like for people that like this type of movie, like a drama-y thing, like crime drama, this will totally fly, and I do think it would pass if I were more into that genre. But I'm not. I'm not too attached. If I was like, I'm a big Robert Pattinson fan, I would see it anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm not, and it doesn't do enough for me.
Yeah, I pretty much agree 100% in every possible way.
All right, guys. Until next time, don't die in a fire.